just want a confirmation that all the numbers that were put on in terms of the gas that can be reduced and all of that is indeed correct. So GMBC just simply saying yes, everything that I have said is correct.
It is correct.
Thank you. So, as it stands, she was not directed that today we stay back and work till we're able to come up with a workable solution and a roadmap that we believe is feasible. So, everybody will say this is too long. And so, Chief, thank you very much. You can proceed.
Right. So, we shared the so-called crucial meeting. In fact, propaganda to the sense, a video no money better about it. Baby, we try to buy it. In fact, there's no solid plan and no video no catch Ghana for them. Just to, do a media mind games for people to see, say, we have the men that they are there talking about what? Point and they say, we don't need these people to come to the media to tell us, say, we MPP for Jayakana, what's in your trap. We don't need all these things. Because, say, in fact, if these people want to solve some problem, it's not in camera. They didn't do, and you hear say, Musa camera simo so now we for propaganda media houses go jana mu twitwa we beto abonte for what? For what? Jack, and go for person on my unity agro when you study. MDC ministers we munu person on my unity agro. Now, Ghana phone be near be young queen.
The whole of December there was no light off. The whole of December. The question I want to ask is the question really. So the question I want to ask. The question really. Lie about it. The question really is lie about. No, you see, the question really is why is the new government of the day, the John Dramani Mahama led government of the day, trying to renege on their responsibility of the promises that they have made to the Ghanaian people? Why would any government like our SWAL government keep the lights on considerably for 8 years? Why would we give enough fuel to send power to be able to keep the lights on today? Why will AXA continue to receive more heavy fuel? And why would the government of today begin to blame our government for making sure that we have given fuel to AXA and giving fuel to send power to keep the lights on? Why would they start this narrative? That's a great concern. KMJ, we don't want the lights to go off. We don't want industries to shut down. We don't want schools to be closed. We don't want a collapse of the private sector. We have kept the lights on considerably. So why do you start this narrative? Okay. And why would you even say, KMJ, that we took the Ghanaian people through hell? What examples do you have? KMJ, we went into an election. The Ghanaian people had their choice and made their choice. We, as a new patriotic party, are not so much pleased with the turnout of the elections. But we are okay with the fact that the Ghanaian people have elected John Dramani Mahama to give him an opportunity to correct the wrongs that he had in the past. We wish him the best. Okay.
Right. And that was Mr. President. Not someone so the other to just say the MPP assume or mine fidie. Sa sem no modia to mine mono. Yes, see your friend as a political campaign will pay sympathy vote. I'm sure say are you in India.
12 days to election. We see enjoy campaign. Member parliament. NDC parliament.
Okay, fantastic. Some Saka video. I was yawning. Also, we are simpania kase. Oto buaba, okase biamu kokua na no one see. Unmase. Video am abo achire we. Samuba kaya. Within December no mono. Now the majority no MPP for catch the minority say they should allow them for them to bring budget to parliament so that the government business will go on. Again, I'm here. Urban Sman Babin, day, what to parliament, it is a fogunubo tom no nam, and walking kung, and amboa, Pajam Munamote. When the MPP was calling them, say, Mumia parliament, na, yen for budget, mra, na yetimin and so mine said ye beya, or be super, or bet me out to us and go for a day. The one Mr. President here, what bay, but you TNBO, would you TNBO? Evidence based assembly ye kan ha. E ho Mr. President catch you almost say, yeah, 12 days ye koto aba, yeah more, yeah ma parliament na ne chana. It means no money with your maye. Na unim say mpani aka. Oto bobo abo so ata so a. Esa bebo. Oto bobo bem esa bebo today. Say no munim so be win election na no munim say omo ye abrewa bi abro America ba omo abrewa ntimi nwane. Ene ne aduru sei afedie wono mo fre Ghana for say mumi ye obi amfa ne party 7 ton chen ne ye nyina ye no oman no na ba bi oman na kodu oman ne nkoduru he oman ne nkoduru ba bi. In fact Ghana gina eyie when it comes to economic indicators. Ghana gina eyie. We shouldn't take this propaganda. Just a be any panel. Some people cannot read and write. Fantastic. Period. Go and watch. So what make in kind etimitia. Do not take propaganda say Ghana nyina ye. Or might be a huche or might be a people are suffering everywhere. Ghana is also any place of, but when it comes to nation building or many economic indicators, Ghana enya hiya fokuro. Or many employment te ye ni or many enko economic crash biya ni Ghana ho. Enya no kre. Budget de mekano. Eti Mr. President campaign time or influence parliament. Emo man ko parliament. Abamba be to parliament nim e is afo ni gunuboto no wodenam en wo ye I am number 3. Supreme Court make a decision. Abamba be say mente ase. Ana mpacha mo amohwe monte. Na munimu ana. Wa okay so okay ka kire me. So okay dia abamba be ye ya mpacha o mamento nka. Eti ebra na MPP catch minority ni say mumra na yenye decision yenye government business. Mahama yi tiase wo tiase President Mahama kan.
12 days to election. We see enjoy campaign. Niambra parliament. Omo de omo pe omo ko. NDC yan ko parliament bia.
A few moments later.
Our colleagues on the majority side is arguing as if they are in opposition. They are still in government. Their tenure has not ended.
Okay, areas way. Enye da betu bu atwa so fra dem pafe becho enti wo NDC for ye ya anko parliament no emu tutumu a no gwesi government ne a time it government budget as well pass no enkofo ye no wonwan afi no mu ye didi ye to oba no wie ya na afi de wo mo so ka kire MPP for so mo miem pass munya budget no mo mo ne ye budget no o won wiase pacho so won wiase pa afi petrol no ana say gas no ye de feel ye kra. It is also my parliament ya. Ese ye kra. It is a wa ma de wo ne ye be yusu. It is a ba beto aso. Ana we enya no ano no. Mr. President asemo kan no. Last month ya Mr. President we influence won am won anko parliament. O say o kan pay ye mad nene chena. Enti eboa ma bamba be so powerful. And what to parliament nim Supreme Court in memo ruling was meant ase eti wa bana de yakra no yetimi ade ahwe ne yaja kan ne de ama no beto so ai afa de complain ene de biwa ede ekra ne afa de ni sunwi ada wuntimi oniama na Ghana for pay attention but pay attention pa na ma we would imagine be diagro. Mum pay attention because and some mo keka nyina no and to us it doesn't make sense. Yenti afi okuya wa ase afi okuya so aka yenti ase.
Aya me ama na me tia na me ka tell before say some shock ani anu a na just am kwa de mo lose kura because they will do so around me. And before by 2017 what they told us was that most of the contract na exaggerate cost no. And you are renegotiation of the impact me go history. It's in our Mama video or say before a fact generation capacity account here me say 2014, 2015. The reason why I NDC time no Dumsor was about what? A generational capacity. And before by no renegotiation, we see a new generational capacity. Problem with them. But the problem that we had was about what? Financial capabilities. So why are we going back to them so? So between NDC and MPP, no big didn't drop. And that's why Parliamentary Select Committee on Energy must be bold. They must have their balls to come and tell us the truth. Excuse my French. Because it's doing so. And I didn't know here. I didn't know issue here. Causing financial loss, baby. Because there's no reason why. I also signing power purchasing agreements. And it's capital. People don't read. Me patro generation we more radio. Generation we more and this year they have super majority in parliament, but Ghana need be our Ghana need our citizen. And they will say very important to you. They say you must read the fine details, the terms of a contract. You don't want taxpayers' money. Now, I have to about a bit strain and a bit strain about Miamasa, who strain one strain, you do taxpayers' money. Now, you're being caught on Caniano. You're the bet you about Miaka. Open pop, you're the bet you about Miaka. You're the bet you anadonka. You can say him till that kingdom come. You're the one tax no, bet you anaka. You're the one tax better Petramano. You're the one tax better Diana. Understand the issue broadly. Another Bola, you move away from Atemdidiano to specific issues of importance to you. And do so bad. You can trust say, no on that doom so, but me that doom so. President any ministers someone that doom so. I am
one say in life for him. You won't comfort skills will be and your skills womb. So in the matter of problem solving, you know, and you won't comfort more upper hand or others so. So when it comes to managing a country's economy, it's not a matter of communication. It is the act of doing something. Country Biano, it is the act of doing something. That is why you see, say, things are going on. Things are going. When you see people driving cars in America, it is not because it is because they are paying something somewhere. They are owning. People are owning car note, but yet they are driving their car. So they work hard to deduct the debt. This is how country is running. Jack, we want to grow. Udu America, people are driving heavy cars, big Porsche cars. Not because this car cash down. And yes, sir, in America, 90% of the people live on debt. Whether car note, mortgages, school, tuition fees, housing, check it, insurance. So when you see them going, people are working to pay debt. You can't just trick the people. So that's how economy is. America is on debt. They sit on their debt, but they manage it. Every country. So your skills, how to manage your debt. America, no, tell me, you always learn how to manage your debt. It's either your mortgage, your car notes, your school fee, your school loans. You have to manage it. So when a government comes to power and they have no idea how they will manage their debtor, you see, you can't complain. We don't take these excuses. It's not about So the point is say, Mr. President, and yes, Kwame Nkrumah Peswa, colonial master ni quarter with Jessica to one office cano, and yes, I you. Sabreno, Kwame Nkrumah today, obviously something new how to manage a country. A big crowd today, Kwame Nkrumah, want to manage Ghana. Because one, population-wise, a new attitude, societal differences, world economic crisis, global power structure. A lot of things, factors. And a couple more, who could experience in managing your country. It's in a country, President Biano must be a manager. You are just managing the country's economic affairs. So you can't just pretend say, oh, maybe I can't take Ghana for say country when I can him. Now who use product finish now you won't pay, you pay for that. So you must have experience, expertise to manage the debt. You can't pretend, nobody will pretend say, oh, you need your neck, I won't produce everything auto. Who important now they solve our country problem. So, Mr. President, ending a pamphlet, we know. Minim say, ube president idea na seeking for more sympathy. But after giving the power to you, it's not about looking for sympathy anymore. But it seems say they think someone that's opposition. Enti anu niye kukuromponi ni yabaswa. Sesi amponi o. Wa be kana kurobia no your target. Sir. Now, Ghana folks must understand this game say the type of political threatening you use in Africa no. Eno na a shrink your mind no. Because when a moment a political trick in ever dominating on policies and programs now you're shutting it down. Now you're managing the conscience of the people. We are not managing the economy, but we are trying to control the people. You control them for them to believe our narrative. You see, the MPP got this problem. Say, we are managing the conscience of the people. They were thinking how to manage the system so that it will keep going. And no more problem, no. But the NDC want to turn back to manage the people, not the economy. That's a strategy. So they want to seek for some, as a yempe favor, be na yempe sympathy in free nipan ho, so that we will manage the people. It will be oh baby I do it or my no practice. It will be unfana that it's not true. Obi unfana marry. No, nyano cry. Obi amfana dwene mahwe sansam ni nyai bogus. Obi di na dwene ba de Obi kase yemfi adwene mra ene na chese we na kan some ye campaign kura. Obi di na dwene ba de. You know what time it is already. You have the team, you have all prepared when I buy. This is politics. When you busu asem ene ya transi ye ji obi adwene. When your continuous process. The aya duro no ba na wo beto aso bi. It's serious. This is serious. And Ubon say, Ubenya Tibon Kosu journalists for them, they are now coming to throw in the garbage. Omuba two garbage in a goom. One, Omeske software, Muamu Kabi, Muamu Sumbeka, Omeske, say, Mamun Kabi and Yansania, don't talk. It is strategy. Tibon Kosu Aquari, where Aquari is what the stage be there. Tibon Kosu need to watch Retiama, Tia.
Nanagwa penso wakawalu tumwa sabre we kawalu tum baby ayadro no said ya we ya no ya no sa papa fama yen agodia bia ni ho na we ya sofo na sabre we Mahama penso na okasaye nanado ba ya wankasa na Mahama babia mu wakasa wo sa ofia na ba sra veseto wasori dem ho ya be storm ho we ya beso na yesu ya bogra ha ya fasika ya fahe. So for no campus, no, and you know, no settle case, no, I went to home because you would say, yes, you know, we did it, you know, one carrying someone, what to be about the custom to say yes. It's your name, when you campus, and we're back to a yachway, you're gonna force it to Mahama, to Bossy, economy, no, never see, now the campus, see a best young boom, by the time of Mahama, because of never.
Right, and you say ya no mbekoro you say because when you lack credibility, when you are incompetent and you lack the ability to solve problems, you resort in violence. This is it. And do you think say Ghana for mu betra say am we mu mmobo nsa we mu hunu mu no mo disi awuntwa wo mo disi twanente entwaman ensense no omo de se twanente o to opposition one te abem if say omo pese o man mo e be bagu omo ti so omo pampa so omo de se twanente wo na wo ban wo na wo te abem eningu ase bia ba e kan wa ban no o man no ye mo planting into chaos wa international communities everybody out they are watching and they will see the difference. And to woman so mo ya trafo it will go against the president. Reason up. Barunim, be bold, be intelligent to understand politics in Ghana. None of these people can threaten you, can scare you. If truly say the Omuo, intellectual faculty, they should sit down and have conversation, proper analysis about Ghana. It's not about bullying. It's not about Abuakwasi. No. Convince me. Tell me about your knowledge when it comes to building a country. Penisi bema be wa me nyina. Nobody unyansa ni bia no expect say Mahama ye ni nyina obetuma ni dabi, but your skills how to manage economy no to a certain level and natural intelligence awo. So unim quickly me bon ka ye da bia me say they are using a complaint tactics to seek for sympathy, and they always want to shift the blame to the opposition party. But today on record, MPP Jaomani de Mawomwana Kania Sisiso. Kania Sisiso no Mujama Wom. Yentie Mahama spokesperson, Felix Kwacho Fusu, another propagandist. Yentie no.
That is precisely what has happened. Government has been briefed in order to address the situation, because we know that it is pretty urgent. A technical committee has been set up that has representatives from all the key players in the management of Ghana's energy sector, and they have up until the close of day today to put before government the roadmap on what exactly needs to be done and how it can be done. So you can rest assured that government is taking the matter seriously and will do what has to be done in order to avert any difficulty for the people of Ghana. It needs to be stressed that the pegging exercise, or if you like, the maintenance exercise on the pipeline, should have been carried out in October of last year. Government then, the MPP government, requested that they shift it to January 20th in order that they will have sufficient time to procure the alternative fuels, that is the liquid oils, to power the thermal plants within the period that gas will not be available. At least in about 2 national security briefings that the then president-elect held with the present government, he asked about the status of the procurement of oils, and he was given firm assurance by the then government that they had put mechanisms in place to resolve the situation, that there will not be the difficulty that we are talking about today. It does appear that that promise was not kept, and therefore the responsibility has shifted to the present government. But President Mahama is alive to the task, and adequate responses will be fashioned to address this particular.
Right. So, point in say, Ghana na obika to so access information no nya enya obi a wote abem. Opesa wonya information about every sector. Opposition party they can get every details. Because Ghana obi kra wo public sector wo abem na ban ko hwe ne so open information they will give it to you. Yentin media is so. Enna me opposition for me intercept false news. The anya no credit they can give it to their bloggers for them to sell this fake news out there. Enti confo we mu say they are coming to solve problems or continue the government can grow. And on compass wo mu energy sector no said ye see rania. Omunim dada asakra no ba bem nti komo ba no so more strategy they know where they are going to solve it from. They are not coming to explain or give us excuse. And I want to say because what opposition and for information be a power bem you can get it. In fact, omo kokra to me more information at the map bloggers one with the some phone and look at most of them here false news. The here no on some person pretend say and no mo ba bem no no be hu problem e wo ho. And no ba bem no and wo be hu problem. But are you going to buy this shallow minded argument by this layman? No, we are not buying it. And this is the deal. Ebe thought was say every sector say anombe no. The entire in Kenya the na ye say and no aya de betimi am Ghana for pressure one because moment Ghana be power outages no ebe affect economy no. Ebe affect o man brutal. Because o man mu ye kwame ahe wa he na businesses na on say dum so ye uniqueness of about Mahama. It eno na ho ye mo hyehye no. Eno ntina kasa tenti a che ne hwa eno na ti ha sei.
Let me give you examples of some of the challenges we face immediately. For instance, a planned shutdown of the West African gas pipeline was supposed to take place in October last year. At the intervention of this government, it was postponed till January. This is a long delayed maintenance and has to be urgently done. But what it means is that there will be no gas available for all our generating plants in the east of Ghana, that is the Tema enclave, because it will have curtailed the gas coming from Nigeria and the gas that comes in the reverse flow from our gas processing plants in the west. And so it means that the thermal generating plants in the Tema enclave would have no access to gas. And normally, to forestall blackouts because of the loss of almost 2,000 megawatts of power, we have to make provision for fuel. And this is light crude oil, heavy fuel oil, and distillate fuel. Unfortunately, enough provision was not made for this eventuality. When the fuel arrives, it takes time to import it, 3 weeks to place an order and get it delivered. And when it arrives, you have to treat the fuel for another week and a half to make it ready for use in the generating plants. And so there's a threat of power outages.
Okay, so Mr. President say, or used to tell said there's a threat. In fact, they didn't have a threat now. Say Dumsor ever, but they are going to get Ghana because of modern Dumkania. So man, yes, smarter. The office working on now. One say, oh, so we a sharp one. Even on transitional team, crown it key the whole 30 days. And within that 30 days, no, say your priority or minor priority, and that's one priority. They say first thing I say you were enough. Crude, you better power your 10 months. No, sir, what transitional team 1 month, no way day. After the NDC leadership in parliament, government business, yet the parliament, I omunim. So they want to tell Ghanaians say, no, omunim say yet parliament, omunim say, Abani Koto and Asu Koto, so they couldn't advise the incoming administration as opposition then in parliament. Yanyam Kodasao. At least MPs are more than Munamuyam. Would the infant say Kufuado cry a there's no way NDC MP in parliament will never have any idea of extent of fuel like your minimum. And you know on Obua and or Dadam. And you know MP. Not even ordinary citizen for crowd information about the government. How much more the NDC MPs or previous administration or more ex-ministers, they have idea. These are all strategy to manage the system, but not to manage the but rather manage the people, to calm the people down. Jack, people must be smart. Mr. President, I can't pay and say, Mobeko Dumsor, I walk when watch it a threat. Basenka, your strategy, no, we don't need to tell Ghanaians this. Don't bring this conversation in. Because one for conversation with ya ma. As some between MPP for your papa, MPP IBP papa B. They have to do everything so that they will achieve the word called reset. They want to do everything possible to achieve a term called reset. But with him, there's nothing to reset it. This is a reason show. I'm more quite Pacho, but like video, my wife. And someone and then someone you be doing come stay here. David Aziz or say just Mahama just came to spoil the country. We are all here to see. We wish more the best, but say mistake be a catch home. Mami Fosia or see they told us that NDC solved the problem before they left. That's you see that's propaganda. Salome Ponsa Michiapa, young comers in Tuaso, and some who stay here. Christiana Sewa or say Mahama. I mean, come say union and twice a year. I mean, come say yeah. Christiana said, Mr. Mahama, you don't need to explain things to Ghanaians. When Nanado came to power, he has managed to keep the country running. Thank you. Right. Nana, I'm saying, this is just the beginning. David Aziz said, this Mahama just came to spoil the country. Right. Teresa Tete say, he is a liar. Look at his face. I mean, that's Mahama for you. Judge Kasha, or say, what is these things Mahama is telling people? It's enough. You, Mahama and someone can on to the Richard Apia, my brother. God has brought Mahama to teach Ghana a lesson that they will never forget. I'll give them 1 year. They will start crying. I mean, we still wish them the best. They will solve the rest of the Ghanaian problem. Cecilia Jokum say, pathological liar. Mahama don't care. All we want is our electricity. Ghanaians just want the electricity to stay on. Papa Kobna. But we were told by this same NDC that he had excess capacity, so we don't need explanation. And again, they said they solved Dumsor. So why are they crying if they have the men? I mean, another Cynthia said Dumsor hene piao. Diana Botre was it the NDC is doing that to sell their generators. I mean, business strategy. Yo. Sian Paul said Nanado didn't complain. He did his best. Nana kudos. May the Lord Almighty bless you. Another. Young Kosoro Eric Crunchy. The NDC always preach violence to their members to do bad things against Ghanaians. Right. Stay here. We will show video. Be at Robert Jones. Muscle entry. Well, sir, Mr. Reason. Cecilia Jokumine, thank you. Akosia Boatma. Or say, hey, the pastors who prophesied and predicted Mahama. Asemo. Right. Mamin Kosura. But you like video on my Nana Kuakudia. Akwaba, Cynthia Akwaba, Seto Usu, also a Chebusia for. In Siakwasi, I'm greeting you. Minua Michel. Doris Ofe, Doris, Michel pa. Gladys, was it good afternoon, this year by Michel. Right. Enti young queen, you better to a message by young queen. Mr. President said you all catch them on. It seems that Akufo-Addo I said some Ghana for feed. In fact, Ukoti conversation I said the Ekosono. Nana do 3 more thing and was said that and one crafu and what Joe Mayano. And you know correct. Omubwa. Ayadumasheshe. Mamunti. Right. I don't demolo so I my new MP was who or Mamon Kraka Munti and Yantuaso. I said, Edwana for fruit on the mellow. As of a bro, or you need as of a brave say. John Dumelo, as of a bro, only as of a bread. That to say that I didn't more thing. Hey, who got to say, Bila, our run of Boswa, who can say a call. Only money, and you know what you're going to read him. Jack, I'm a moon, and yet a man come fool. Or my teacher, and your man come for. And you too. Amamu and you too. Amamu ye critical thinkers. Amamu a ye uncle for edging. Omamujio and the boomayo. And yet you to a nay and made the attempt nami the bisabre and a chum 1979 and yet 2025. Because today we have access of information. So when you shoot propaganda, a lot of the people on social media also shoot it down. When you bring violence, people are also crazy more than that. So that's why we need intelligent people to lead the country. And young Crawford, they can bring Abua, where Jimmy, oh, Mammy Hufi, Sanya Man, chum, 1979, and yet it's a summer chum. And you said, I mean, you do Melo, I'm red. I'm not dealing. Now, President, what will Lizzie ministers be? Yan Shadi. So, see, I mean, okay, say, what will Lizzie the first 3 ministers? But one your friend, you were your friend, wine. Ato Forsen. Ato case, Doctor, Honorable Dr. Case, Ato Forsen, Bar Forsen. So, say, one day, finance minister. I'm not doing. Mas Obianco on the phone, so Mr. Ramon. Obianco, brother. Ato Forsen, never finance minister, Timon Shanus Mammy. Aye, that's right. Or no parliament, they say one majority leader. They say no position on what the Bema will be. I'm Amabu Abeteki in charge. Now, ato force na be finance minister obehwe Ghana esika sem nyina so ai afei honorable John Abdallah Jinapo ai one be the energy minister designate Abu Jinapo ai we ne John Jinapo sanity ena honorable Dominic Kurintinga Ayini on the attorney general anode the first 3 ministers are popping up according to President Secretary to the President your friend papa way onuni they say one kasama Mahama washa way and say washa kona baby Nidino emodu pa bibi Mahama nidini modu Calusius Mahama ha nidini ya Calusius Mahama aha nidini ya friend Calusius Mahama ono aha nti ono ni one secretary to the president John Dramani Mahama Krata wa Louisiana and Sasha Asia Mensaka bi say the first 3 ministers finance minister Atoforsen John Jinapo Abujina Abdullah Jinapo energy minister NFA Dominic Akuritini Ayeneni attorney general fantastic etimunjane so mame but John Jinapo dey na no hear mystery ti ha say we ti ha
bad news for you just today bad news for you just today the confirmation we are getting is that we have only 5 hours of fuel stock. If you look at heavy fuel oil and distillate fuel.
But a whole minister no ya designating no. And then 3 days on the 7th and we catch the Ghana for say you will only 5 hours. But obi an check me the mass in your from 7th January our program as we can up to today how many hours in anodin eti o minister no oba no baby o de asase no but enye nwa John Jinapo obi anim no aduma we oba enye se onye bi da why deputy minister e wo the same sector ho saaso na ato forcing why the same minister deputy minister for finance enti abekro no a packaging enye la bia we enye la bia mo bi antreke enye la bia Abu Jinapo ni John Jinapo ni ato forcing abekronsa woman say tekwa ne ba ya abekronsa packaging enye la bia o ebia na unfollow politics in here. Yes, Maswa say he said Ghana has 5 hours for the fuel to finish. More than 5 hours is gone. Say almost 72 hours in here coming. I mean, o minister no oba no baby odi ashase afiri no. Also ashase silo sikan we have bad news. So the beginning no. We have bad news.
Bad news for you. Just today, the confirmation we are getting is that we have only 5 hours of fuel stock. If you look at heavy fuel oil and distillate fuel, we don't have up to 2 days. And so in 2 days' time, we are likely to run out of fuel. This administration has not ordered any fuel as we speak. And it takes on average 4 weeks for the fuel to arrive and 4 weeks for the fuel to be treated. And so we are in a very serious situation. At the transition, we brought this up. The outgoing administration assured us that they had procured some parcels of fuel. Today, right after President Mahama assumed office, and I served on the transition, my checks indicate that we do not have fuel that can cater for even 2 days. So clearly we have a major problem. And this is an incoming administration. Even if you order the fuel, like I'm telling you, it will take about 8 weeks.
Eti, o minister no oba foforo no. Asema odi atudwa no. Bad news no oka no. Home minister no oba foforo no. Ayura de Ghana hon. Ekro no hon. Said yes ye funny no hon. said your man timi ma propaganda carry away we no wo dwene wa wonte ase o said your propaganda timi carry away mu mpanimfo no mu nyina wo mu din commot said ye eja dagan na eja damu na hyebi eja damu no hwe eno ahwe party wo de hwe party pa krofo sisabo aso we hwan sika eno wo mo hefa eno krofo wo de eno ahwe party o mo sisafo aso de hwe de and now almost a star party for so free 3 days from first basic running a party jina so sa jina so bare almost a star party jina so sa and jina so and jina what do you think that they are playing we one sika the best here eh your mind sika eh we obi sika just say any gia no celebration no in here yes celebration na any akohwefo presenters kwa we say me hunu kwa kuma no hwe
after Kwakamanu at John Mahama inauguration dinner.
Enti journalists for ne bloggers ne presenters ya omu nyina dada Ghana for so omu ye neutral omu gina ntemofo ni nyina no so obia ne ukọhwe obia unu adwuma no obia ye tia MPP aban no no omu nyina agu waji omu ani Ghana sika no awo obia Jack enkofo we mu no omu kas mama mu ntie o NDC ni kas me entie o kacha se yo yate koye de wo ye no enu a omu nyina omu gu ana chese womu set propaganda ti am say oh ye neutral tell me catch say ye ka so be ye neutral se wo gina fifia entie sa nkomo no ubenya problem obi katiba na me de me na me gina ntem e na me de me ba beko adantem for tie ni ye bibia no e frɛ na adantem wo boa these people edmadwini ne dia agro bloggers egugu me yini so akwa bi ye se frɛ na magraheb wo e bako wo no he wo se propaganda nko amagraheb womu nyina do mu page no propaganda sa na de chen na de ye twen womu se womu nim no obi page na se na won kasem papa for Mahama kasem me ka kire wo ka ma me kro ntimi nada so womu nyina dada Ghana for ne se womu ye middle men bia so womu gina ntem wo de hwe womu hwe
President John Mahama inauguration dinner happening now.
Akwawe some kind of akwawe ono some kind of akwawe enna freedom fighter enna hwan enna ku enu omu ye kukusiko kaka binsam akwawe some kind of enna Raf the fellow Ghanaian enna Oliver Bama Wobaka enna ye freedom fighters enna Kufuado na wase Ghana enna woni na busiafo aton Ghana enna me fight do we obofo na kwakubofo womu nyina dadam se ko won say yes jatita ni nya hwani mu nyina mu ya NDC for but mu anam say womu ye selfish ntino obeso womu didi hase Mr President mu oni na ho sankrofo we mu womu ni adwempa Mr President misrew emfa Ghana sika mama boys bi o womu beso womu didi hase de na nye yiwanim ni ye hunu sa ha na awo so eya munye lawyer kakra akwa we Raf we na odi nam ho na me ye freedom fighter no mu din sem hu sa wo de hwe no mu din sem hu sa de hwe ya hwasi wo de hwasi wo mo abeku Santana mo wo de hwade wa so we mu adwuma hyehyɛ nko a omu wia no omu na be ka kye so mu me nyina yen kan wa Ghana de yakoma so ma ka kye say politics is interest. Know how to fight for your interest. Do not allow any charlatan to deceive you so that you go against your interest. Oh yes, I'll pay. Unya no right normal person. Unya right thinking person. Tie de make catch one more confuse mo. Na wo mo di na ye journalist for and ye di gina ntem wo mo boa. Adwuma hye no mo di tia mo. So to say, defend your interest. My catch was a me, the entire me defend the MPP, ne say, and yet persons in the MPP, ne the idea, the ideology, the capitalism ideology, and no policies are maybe many 2 years here, bino, and no many. So that's why I sympathize with their policies and programs. Period. What you say? Now you're neutral. Now you are falling for their trick. So it we are branding our could rough yetching you 2 1 year. On the way na ni 3 win and wine drollocks once was sunny. Ni 3 win and a bunch of webinar no Odins and Fungo Street and so on. Also, no Oliver Vame wo usuna nana kwambe dia kokoka and wo dinner tem. Me video be cram the by side video no crowd. No di kwambe dia kwatem. Se kwambe dia kwa cancel be won tiase. And you chabo no a tiase wo di tiase bi akwa we. Ense mu o ka kire Ghana tia ha.
What do you want? What are you Ghana? What are you making? Obi one eye.
What you on ti wo say na Ghana mo bebrebe ebi wu ana ye dey. Sa bre no hu de no wa yitire ho. O bedwen say o kwama ne master ene na ye Oliver Vama wo Mahama boy and ne ono once wa ye din wa wie okoshe suit wa ye lawyer o certificate o ka kwaji position. O ti ase na koda ne one ne be adwuma no office ho. And what else more say? Obi ba ewu no. Rafit mi katsere ne say na Ghana mo bebrebe obi wu anaje. Wo de tie ni bi o. Mona ye ka bi amuntie no.
What do you want? What are you Ghana? What are you making? Obi one eye there. And I'll buy I mean myself I'm making that sense. It doesn't make sense to me.
No guys moving. Can't be able to move hammer.
Answer the boss na be fena free one. The boss no so Oliver Vama no dey hwa. The boss ni o Oliver Vama wo vakas wan wo no ni eti na say also ma achieve the no also mo ye propaganda no mo ye also afa wo tie kire say oh boy we di okoma Ghana oh okoma Ghana wo ko de na ma Ghana de e de Ghana ko destroy na ma de Ghana ti ha odi ti ha
No guys moving. Can't be able to move hammer. Other police, military, whatever. Can't be able to move hammer. Nonsense in Tuna Penifona take care for granted. No guys moving. Can't be anyone. And that crossing this 37 streets. Yama can't be a man and farm.
Anonymous,
military and police. No guys moving. Nobody is moving yet. Can't be another farm man. I'm telling you. Nonsense now we are into and I'm going to take it for granted. Instead of you to even support us, we decide to click us.
Akufuado ne ba umia emwa we akwa na okasa no ukohwe ni page na akohwe on the bema suore ne yobia pa na ukohwe na bodwese ne nanim a wono se Akufuado ne Mahama ba umia mwa we na akohwe bema yobia pa ewiase nye de enso onya de gast Akufuado ma omo kwan MPP for anyo mo hwe because of freedom of speech ne demonstration ti no o ma anyo mo hwe tumi dinsem fun so that here na wo dia brand tie tie say we mu ye freedom fighters ade ya we mu ko ama wo we na wo no rafo no mere bi mimite TikTok wa begina ho senior some nyina mo no platform support ye no begina gegege na me shata no mo no hu say wo ya akoda me ka che say wo Ghana police wo ni mu say wo ba mu da bayi na wo sabre no na emso mo hu Kenya de ti wo mu design strategy say wo followers on TikTok bia no wo mu ba page so a no mo ba ye dede ya na nka bia wo no ye ti bon koso na wo be di wo machi na me shata no ma no hu say wo ya akoda ma me Ghana police minim game ni channel what you say me shata no one time and if you one insem hu otimi sheda peke asantefo ho tan shedi mu sa kwa we so no ba ko yesi du nkwampote ne papa DC di my NDC oni papa NDC ni enti wono sori a obi nkasa we NDC enye pro but pretending no aya mo pretending I hate it pretending no I hate it enye what you say na wono no I furade enti Jack who know this evil no na wa beju ani so ho
what do you want? What are you Ghana? What are you making? Obi one eye there. And I'll buy I mean myself I'm making that sense. It doesn't make sense to me.
No guys moving. Can't be able to move hammer. Other police, military, whatever. Can't be able to move hammer. Nonsense in Tuna Penifona take care for granted. No guys moving. Can't be anyone. And that crossing this 37 streets. Yama can't be a man and farm.
Anonymous,
no guys moving. Nobody is moving yet. Can't be another farm man. I'm telling you. Nonsense now we are into and I'm going to take it for granted.
enti omo achieve omo aim enti omo nra omo party kakraka bia no omo ye ne no ahwa omo right. Enti no adwuma no omo yade omo achieve omo dream. Yeah. But the attorney said, do not allow anyone to confuse you in politics. Make sure you protect your interest because politics is about interest. At the end of the day, they will rule the country whether you like it or not.
Actor Kwakumanu at John Mahama inauguration dinner.
Enti owia no obetena se no ono no ti bon koso sa no wodi tia ha
nya de na na do free party mo no party ni be man ayi ba wo me kwan so me du o manim bi mo na me ka kiro yawudi ne wo mu no so mu no se bia na do ye president nti e no timi wi so ni power e di ba wo me be di animu a okay say o free so e fa sikasem e fa so jasem e fa post sem e fa dibre sisi a obi enu obi sisi ye ne ane de ho de ne sika be but if ne be tro se party ne ye ne de a nya de na do free party mo no party ni be man ayi ba wo me kwan so me du o manim bi mo na me ka kiro
enti adwuma ba be atia mo MPP for the bi ne o they will use them because these people have enkophobia I did do o ma to follow them so would advance a certain conversation our highway this so now omo critical akwesa wo kokumase a yes omo enne mom ye nyina nkotwetwe paafo etiri wini nkasa an na ye ya santifo ne ye ntafo se ye nye ni nyina ye adwuma ebi no ba bi won say omo use one because omo build a platform be for long time and ye wo tibon koso fo bire so e follow sankrofo we mu so enti adwuma ni bi omo be na omo ka kire mo no they are going to discuss MPP enti me say don't buy that sa wo koto so omo ya and buy idea omo di si amuntwa anya sa omo take mu for granted tie the make na bia na oni media strategy won eti adwuma omo use omo do maye no omo just omo discuss MPP for content every day omo di twa content oni adia asofo nyina be discuss and MPP ye say and MPP for no ye say nana do ye say and na ba umia kura no eno omo be discuss so that omo divert attention from the government to the opposition pajo muntie ne pa. It is such characters like Kwakumenu no womunyina be political pundits because they control their own platforms. So who sorry I don't want to my agenda. So what they are hitting on social media, traditional media no so no na as usual. Womo so ye adwuma no. Etu wo kono na kwa we ose muntie na wo de muntie na afi no ba be chirim tie.
Today is the day that Ghana will be listening to him unanimously.
That's right.
He cannot miss that opportunity by telling Ghanaians what the real situation is. That way, when people leave the Black Star Square, they'll go home with the mind that, okay, so this is what we have in the kitty, this is what we don't have, this is what I can expect, this is what I cannot expect, this is what I can expect in the long term, in the short term, in the medium term.
But of course, Johnny, critics will say that that's excuse making, for example, because of some of the promises that have been made. You cannot give
what you don't have, Helen.
That's true.
I can't promise you 2,000 CDs because I don't have. What I have in my pocket is 38 CDs for my watch this morning. I can't promise you 2,000 CDs. You understand?
Right.
So I have to be very honest with you that I have 38 CDs in my pocket. I can buy wachi in a leaf, we can spread it and share. That's the best I can do for you. But if I promise you that I can give you 2,000 CDs and I raise your hopes and you make phone calls to buy bone straight hair and then after the show you chase me for the 2,000 I can't give you, I would look like a liar and you would never trust me. And that's the kind of conversation that we need to have. You get the point? So the reality on the ground must be told. And for me, I believe that once he has...
Right. Enti propaganda machine be koswa anti Ghana ni no na me katra say pay attention to John Dramani Mahama Nene Namamu because as usual, on set propaganda machine. Now, Enra Mahama Asia World Bank yentie nsam okoka kire wo mo ema World Bank say omo problem omo challenge with ono sa privatization na opese woka ho asem no yentie asem Mahama ka kire wo mo.
And so going ahead with privatizing the last point of distribution of electricity to bring in private sector efficiency is something that we want to take up again. We would like to speak with the World Bank to get the expertise to be able to do that. Okay. I spoke to the Americans during my last visit to the US. We met the Millennium Challenge Corporation, and we asked if it was possible for them to reinstate the $190 million that they had devoted to that aspect of it. And they said the door is not closed. And so we need to pursue that discussion. Or if we don't have access to the 190 million, if the World Bank can support us, to be able to finish that aspect of it so that we can reduce the losses, where it has to do with the IPPs. But in the meantime, what we want to do is to restore some transparency in the system, restore the cash waterfall mechanism so that we stabilize the situation until we're able to carry out all the reforms in that sector. So off the top of my head, these are a few of the pressing issues that we think that we should work with the...
Now, Mr. President, they come. I say, as will be able to ask some no can one you. Who's that? So, Cassam, I question what you get on. Now, we yen cool partner when you were near to began to go on view. Would it you here? Would it? With all due respect to Mr. President, what my Momo copy of internal ministers we. Where what can concert? What you get, you stop or bus stop or buy again, you can now bonus stop on high, mammy, and to say, now in the Cassana, what you need to say, mammy, to say, Pacho, more for pow, Namina, oh, yes, again, overview. On view, cannot correct. Eh, unso Cassam now, who believe the Oka, mammy, if you more for what eh. Hey, me who says so bad. Hey, your Benny, ye, Shana con. Hey, Shana, and what's what? And no, or not. Mr. President, as someone walking. Would you demeanor? Hey, Mr. President. I anointed. Now you say, as my maker, me boy. Cannot correct. Would you wouldn't KJT and I say Central Market webinar? What get you can wear heavy and why they? What bonus stop pell? Mammy Pacheski, my mamma Pacho, John me by me ba. Uno cacra. Was the assem? Oh, me Pacho Yabotre. Now do honor. Oh, me told me so. Hey, mammy. Hey, what for power? No, what's we are so say? Facial expression, demeanor, body language. We are so be you wanna. On few cry, case of our way. What you say? As a so we are I would have Salome de Osre. Salome Canocre. Bema part is a President Mahama. So, church as same, who how move. And I will church watch your international community, no, and I will church him. Would it? President Mahama, do whatever. Has some walk on us or did the other hand?
It has to do with the IPO is not closed. And so we need to pursue that discussion. Or if we don't have access to the 190 million, if the World Bank can support us, to be able to finish that aspect of it so that we can reduce the losses, where it has to do with the IPPs. But in the meantime, what we want to do is to restore some transparency in the system, restore the cash waterfall mechanism so that we stabilize the situation until we're able to carry out all the reforms in that sector. So off the top of my head, these are a few of the pressing issues that we think that we should.
Never say what she girl living a call your bono. As a movie, we are so again with you. One fino, Mr. President, as more kind idea. Ah, what I would have Mr. President by demeanor. Oh, that as a wire fed up be as one crowd, some no canon as one said. I mean, that's why will be a wire fed up BB. I say, we won't now what expectation will be doing now. Who said Jack as a BB will be as or Neura who be. Oh, no. Ah, as so co party, I see a Jack, Mr. President, dear Sapa. Mr. President, dear Sapa. Oko party na sia o de o hwehwehwe woni mama lodi ano odene o de woni mama lodi ano odene hwade woni mama lodi gina mu serious o de ase What in any are the possible Mr. President? Do any are Hey, rather, Gasamo, your politicians in. Omukuta strategy, I swear to God, man. This is serious, man. Mr. President, I will do it. That's the real way I did it. I know they. Eti, I mean, Mr. President, I mean, strategy, I know they. Strategy, I know they. Hey, that's what okay, I will be as okay as Mr. President or crowd when you knew. Now, I find your market say, oh, BB catch a gun of Muntier.
When the names were read out by Mr. Speaker, he read out only 3 names. The finance minister designate, the energy minister designate, and the attorney general and minister of justice designate. Mr. Speaker, this thought appointment is unacceptable. Mr. Speaker, this is a government that promised a 24-hour economy in opposition. They told us that they were ready for government. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, indulge me.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Yes, indulge me.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Is that how you are starting it?
Please.
Let me finish.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Yes.
I'm just indulging you because you are a leader. This is a time slotted for correction of vote and proceedings.
Yeah, with your leave. I took your leave. Honorable Idrisu used to slot this in. I'm doing that. Mr. Speaker, this government, I'm talking for you, please, it's for you. Mr. Speaker, this government promised a 24-hour economy. Mr. Speaker, we expect them to be ready from day one. Mr. Speaker, you cannot start energy, finance, attorney general. We are the head of the ministers. You must be ready. We want to hear Ama Kofibua. We want to hear Agric. We want to hear Agric ministry. Honorable Eriko Poku.
Honorable Leader.
Honorable Eriko Poku.
Honorable Minority Leader.
We want to hear Agric ministry. We want to hear roads and highways.
Honorable Minority Leader.
We want to hear lands and natural resources.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Education.
Once on and somehow okay legitimate but one tiasi or chumano. You know why? Because or punchy holes are buying him. So or punchy holes are buying because based on the Mahama work campaign train no work canon. I say we are pen and tem, you best speed it up, you pen and tempty, we're crying here, tot way you. At least say also less than 60 ministers, you know, because only moment that Dana, Afena, Meraki be do on Mobana. What do you tell? Said your campaign, papa, you catch it. As I so say, and run our crown and can release a full set in one moment that I be a but Nina management. On say, in the first point of call in politics is to how to win elections. So after winning the elections, who we knew we are, the rest of management. So we manage the minds of the people. Because said here in the campaign train, you know, it seems that the people are there, especially in education. So, education say, because you say, oh, what the men, what the tiha.
Copim say a brobesa. Say brosa na gari ne wawa. Ano pombe num gari sokins. Ebi anoma di eba. Sa. Enti wobaba ko school abano no afon obeka se kwasho kwache ezu enti free SHS ayebe siesie no sikana yede man national buffer stock no yemfa ma omubium yede sikano be ko secondary school oni e dia ma headmaster no na waba amasa manjom no abeto gari wo ho no abeto mo no ato beans no ato granite paste no ato agbelima bibia enkodani ni aso mbedibia aponcho no ato ojoya no ato
asem na no den, anodin o urade. Anodin brutal. Hey, Mr. President. Oh, yeah, I go find the agri diagro. I would imagine diagro serious. Because said there, almost your book campaign part there. But there's a say, just say, listen, when we buy a come release a list no. And now fair na ye be na a drew way soon a drew way musu every. Because as minister, my parents were the only system minister so. Etika sabre ka full list ni ka da bonten. So nanka no an ye hu wo mu nyina so
Tongo ye Mombali nanga Kasongo mbona wewu Songa libara Oh ye Kasongo mbona wewu Mombali nanga Atari ya mama yake kama naye Friday Kasongo ye Mombali nanga
eti asamna no ayedin now ade na no ayedin I mean I serious I big issue party ke me chia asamna I serious Andrews Juma me chia brother hey Mr. Mahama abua ono hey we serious Salome am concerned me chia pa anodin anointed I mean interesting times ahead I brother now what on say woman no say no woman say o shall see BCG aban woman nyina say no the letter brew say all the municipal DC is the municipal office nyina na aban say obi a DC for obi afo na adwumanto ade a chiya no pay NDC for man me Matias abonten say wo office wa p no mmra me adwuma ade asia asem krani
know that he gave us an assurance that there's not going to be friends and family and friends in his regime. So this morning we are here to remind him, in case he has forgotten, to remind him that what he said to us, he should still hold on to it, and that we are not going to allow all these things to happen in his regime. We are going to protect him, and then he assured us that he's going to reward your loyalty. This morning we want to remind him that Yakubu, so-called Yakubu, is not part of us. It's not part of us. He wasn't there when we started. And then we can't afford for monkey to work, for bamboo to come and chop. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So this morning, our one word is Yakubu must go. Let them afford. You need Juma, yeah. You need Juma. I'm moving for funny ban. I'm going to follow Chichi, no, but now I have to tell man, you need Juma. It's a stress. Yakubu now, Abano. On only a basa on my consume. No, any politics. It's in the office or no, Yamagu or the teacher, it is possible. It's a few corner, a few Unipama, not to the employer, and yes, you Juma, and one to me, Uncle, what to me, Robbie, and your family and friends for us. Yes, I had money there. Send your 8 years ago. MPP boss, your family, young man, or we are Jumano. Your person, Dr. Damani, Mahama, to me, a yes, we are campaign amount. Yamubi, yes, I'm poor, my Juma, that's 3. Yes, sir, and you saw my enemy once. Yes, sir. Then I don't to fear. Then I campaign, I'll be a
enti BCG no we dey they wait time no almost office
I assume the argument in your nam
enti almost stress Mahama abai wo akọji office enti Mahama ehwe so ma ji office no omo jijiji anwuma ni nyina na fe wo mo aba abai awurade yore hwade
youth Yanabo be on yes, and I have to move chaye. Ya jam kalamaye. Ejuma ni hono mo. Ya campaign my papa JM. Any lawyer eno. Enti ya say ya papa JM. Any lawyer eno any ya mama Jane. Say omi boye. Ya no mo jambo fu no. Any ya no mo akuna fu nkitwa ya kunu mo ewu ejaye. Omo hu ya maba. No mo page ma bi ma ya ne ya fa chem kwala no.
The grievances you have listed for GPHA. They have it. It is here already. If you like, I will show them to you on my phone. I was just discussing with one of your men. that I have shown him the list of the things that we are talking about. Then the grievances are taken care of. We are only waiting for a day, 2, 3 for the proper things to be done. But take note, we have taken over. Because we have taken over, there should be proper handing over. If we want to do proper investigation, then we need proper handing over. As you can see, we didn't cause any commotion. We didn't have any problem with anybody. We just came to perform those tasks, and we are done. We are going. However, if we come back or if we get information that they are doing something different, that will be a different ball game altogether.
That's right. That will be a different ball game. NDC and rampages. One channel so media some cartels say now what you want to besiege one budget offices now. I will be say there which certificate are they going to where their certificate. NDC party with the mommy feel woman no their certificate. Oh when you pan in kwachata the brand be you share. Now, mama say fan come people from it. Tia say now the team may as mo ba be ka wase. Almost omo office na boss hwade here. Ghana Port and Harbour Authority. Ghana Port and Harbour Authority. Yeah. Dear Costono, I know a day. Almost office no. Almost office no. Almost next one with Diagro. Almost say Mumpiani metana say. Yeah, Ghana, you was someone who Mr. President Bebro. Mahama Bebre. Yeah, I say. Nay, I don't know what to take politicians and followers and more margin years are. Mahama Nasobesio. Hey. Yeah, Ghana. Jack, I am in Kum Bebre why Tobo because said the Nipana Genicity no. Hey, Nipan Bebre, I didn't go far away from if you hey you are Sembonopo, and not tenny. Now, after I send to headquarters, 1 high.
We are not in a banana republic. Never talk. Why are this Babuna who call be a team? Why would the Teresa call no call locking office? Why call Pama or Jumefuano? We are not in a banana republic. We are not in a jungle. The young class of 4. Young systems in Yajuma. Ada Mampai John Dramani Mahama. Wabaya was say what order say MMDCs no will be for the Juman to form no to Kabiesi. Yeah, point to be someone cost institution on Kwaya Juma. Na abayin changia. And no man is simple. Eya abaya yatu about pound war and a veteran attacker say, hey, as soon as see constitutional mandate me. Some year new appointment into no as soon as see for office call. And young Mabunu never sorry, boy, yay, yanko, near Cochinaho, near lucky officers. Yanisa, ya chicana, a question of dodo. Abasa Ghana and Timmy Conanim. Miti Obiso Case, I am PP, or mobile power, or my Yabiana. The question is, said young people for Jimmy. No mobile power, on the Yabia, and this forms what Jimmy, some power, Sansumana number Denedy, Sabi, Etumpai. Yabe de Ghana, in stretchery.
I've been cast yes, so I've been get 20 years here.
Sir, MPP Yabina and ya. And this in Koyabiana. This is my issue.
Right. So, I mean, that's how I want to throw mine, but a disgrace to a country. It's a shame. And it's not the best. As our president, in fact, President Mahama Bebre Pao, because this is the kind of mentality I followers now. They were going to give me a tough time. The munya study, na mobema president na abre. Mobema Mr. Mahama na swayeshe. Ko nyasumkie. Every day, coca, a day. And mine is 4 years, or 4 years in office. Too much stress in here more. Now no the video or kase after crowd 1 year. So many MPs are calling for appointment at day. When you know kano, penisi se ucha trauma or safwa ira uda bonting. Ucha trauma or safwa ira uda bonting. Another thing. And yet, yan shade we. When we Ghana Union of Traders Association, almost say President Mahama say maintain e-levy to support Women's Bank Development Bank SMEs. Guta tells Mahama. Another thing. Now I'm say ngofo no omunim campaign Mahama ye on. Ngofo na so omunim campaign na President Mahama ye. Agro wo money so. Mr. Mahama, I am running the campaign. I must say, Tia High, or the Mumam Samun campaign.
This will be the yawa of the day. You see, boys they hustle and job no day. So now the bets they do small, get money for Gobe. You see. So I understand, as no say this one, it be matter where they concern the youth, plenty. So we talk already, say where we come, the betting tax will go remove them.
Few moments later.
And so I assured them that when we come, we will rationalize the taxes. They have signed an agreement with the IMF. And so you might not be able to come and dismantle those taxes immediately, but we will rationalize them. We will make sure that we get revenue from other places.
Tongo ye Mombali nanga Kasongo mbona we Songa libala Oh ye Kasongo mbona we Mombali nanga Atari ya mama yake kama naye Friday Kasongo ye Mombali nanga Kasongo ye Mombali nanga Kasongo mbona we Songa libala Oh ye Kasongo mbona we
Okay, eti so good for mona mo kan we am yesterday why e-levy as a president if you betting tax as if you why COVID tax na did yes I didn't mean so clear because what the air campaigner Ghana for no ehwe no. In fact 120-day promises no e won bia and even the major a year na ni wo ho a within the 120 days no was be year few TSRM good for someone mo kan say amonya isa papa no the air campaigner we was say so we obey his tax in for na year draconian or say a draconian taxes to mona mo keke kasa monyai or the air campaigner we tiaso we free ho na hwe say e bia no betumi designing different miracles taxes system bia we are all waiting to see I hide the reason so di nuanu maguta for awade phone call say mona mo kasa monyai sa emwa command the air campaigner we so or the air campaigner we yes, I mean, it seems as a more tuneful through the go among for any. Right, and Mammy, Nana say, more or Kai say, walk, but Yentin another one now, or the me phone line.
With me and my government to work for the progress
This is what happens when you have the umbrella. It's never steady.
I never found any punch like here. I could find any punch like here. I'll cry with hard. As the umbrella and Lucia now only punch like not what TV every day.
With me and my government to work for the progress. This is what happens when you have the umbrella. It's never steady. Since January 2017 till date, i.e. in the Akufo-Addo Mahama era. That's unforgivable. That's unforgivable. I hope you will allow me to withdraw that statement. The Akufo-Addo era.
Maui. Maui, no more far. I already go for the community of Maui. Or TV,
For the progress. This is what happens when you have the umbrella. It's never steady. Since January 2017 till date, i.e. in the Akufo-Addo Mahama era.
Now, do I know? So, was it cut off? What can't the yanka? And another I can't the yanka was it? What is it?
That's unforgivable. That's unforgivable. I hope you will allow me to withdraw that statement. The Akufo-Addo era. Good, Johano. Motuama mia. Na motuama nila ante Vanderpool. Makani ye kwa nilante banaba. Una de banabo de riende. Nilante banama.
No, Maui, oh dear. Why, but Munkan, I am for video in Crancan. Was it? Yeah, man, can you cry? I read another book of what it's
It's never steady. Since January 2017 till date, i.e. in the Akufo-Addo Mahama era. That's unforgivable. That's unforgivable. I hope you will allow me to withdraw that statement. The Akufo-Addo era. Good, Johano. Motuama mia. Na motuama nila ante Vanderpool. Makani ye kwa nilante banama. Una de banabo de riende. Nilante banama. I'm asking the gods of Ingresi to pardon me, Manu from Basa. Maseda. Nadebidi Jamu. My final word.
I read another book. Was yeah, man, can you crab as on my beautiful line? Oba can you, Mr. O. Bas of friends say, our Oba can ye. Was yeah, man, can you cry? Manoa from Basa. I go for a guy or a guy. But I made the phone out to song. From Naminti Wajane, Mahama NDC, why? I didn't come over. I go for the comment. So, about my beautiful line home, Wajane, Nayan Twasso, Nayan Twasso Fias. My for call away, I know the another will come. Hello. Hello. Yes, sir. When you are Aha.
Mahama. BT World Bank for. Which is in an apple for national.
Omo hwe di.
Abofunu nim. Omo wo data no. Engineer who can an answer now on your mocha. What is it? And abofunu nim what? Omo nim ni ebekoso. So because say you want to rationalize and as I say put the ECG my private investors. Omo nim say about here since no year PDS.
Yeah, PDS and I.
But they know what it is about. What is it? But once Ghana politics no. Yaman Kofubi Eddie and answer some any go one answer story. Eddie guy. What is it? And actually and Abami. But you see, more 30 days back. What is it? After 30 days, the reality will dawn on the people say they didn't question them. What is it? Was a Ghana for engineer. Oman almost in another. You see, Oman almost in another free education. You see, just talk about one in the Edinburgh school. Also, I started complaining.
Yo,
you so bad. Yes, I see. Now, where do you need divinity Ghana for any no more great you?
Yo.
And I'm ready to say, I'm ready to find easy with parliament. The numbers. You can have the numbers. But for now, no more dealing. I'm on your mom with the numbers, the year Juma. I'm with the point lines. In some Mukaya, I'm on better times 4 than I'm here. Because I'm on you. What is it? The way up to no marking and running through. Go back, never check it, 1996.
Okay.
Ubaju so on kasa. What is it? Ubaju so we get mensa do. But punch lines of them mouth. One kasa is udwane. The same thing no more. Was it? Abamba bi na wamba. Deputy na tinemu. Afa speaker. 2 days went to my bedroom. 2 days went to my bedroom. Deputy no. Was he punching him you know? Afa no mo hyehyɛ no.
No hyehyɛ no ntimi nyina no.
Almost a good to the Rambo Parliament House.
How?
The sea Arua Bamu, who can't hear you. The sea opposition, no Benjamin Council. And as you go for that, Gokuman with the Omoya Bola and easy to they have nothing to offer. And check Gokuman Nangas over statues. But I say, Opa market on the wall, and check on one of statues because on school, uncle baby, uncle school, baby. And as a contract, you have any idea the man. You best start complaining any campaign, any baby, and this for no money.
Okay. Mami nawasi. Yo. Okay. Your father next call our has say. Okay. Hello, Prince Akwaba. Yes, sir. Prince, say bibi aboko. Yes, you are pa. Macho mintio. DSC no.
Great. So I will touch on your friend saying Nkoma to
okay.
About the energy sector.
Right.
So what the atro any propaganda and some are no correct. You are trying to Ghana for now. Did to me the free or being some Baby this one, these are some of the things I will be here. What I say. And yes, no the realities on the ground.
Okay.
But they decided not to speak the truth. They decided not to say what is going on. But they are a cost of pan, not investor Becca. The then and an MPP and another Danko Kufado. A memo and answer Abine. The Omutimi Eki please, your friend say energy sector, and I say energy no, and I light no, Omutimi keeping on. All this while. Now, now they was saying, Okazi was saying 5 hours.
Also 5 hours now, and you are running out off, and so we are moving to 72 hours now.
That's see, and no any atro, any said the Okayano. sector by sector, these are some of the things that owned by the
Yeah.
Yes, so you better match up, you better mark home.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that.
You better mark home, and dear, Momo Duman and I also see at actually has a young became be I also have a better more research near to a candy. I am NDC for open year.
That's right.
And I intermediate and numbers almost say nobody MPP near Granacufado. I said, yeah, yes, so your high.
Medase president, medase power hine. Right, your father next caller. Okay, Obriawa.
Hello, reason.
Obriawa kwaba.
Maybe to be Kasa.
Yankasa kwada opa biti opa.
Okay. Kasongo
Mongari mama, we said Mongari mama o, I had them.
Yam forget it, Kwakumeno. Nani ding, Kwakunu cry 5 words, no. Na menu na 4 words, no. If you can't want to man's spirit. That's what I say. And yam fat and on to. So, no, dear, Kana or no, Abe Kanagini. Dear Edicano. Dear Dicano. Dear Dicano. Yam fan say, because me Busa say, Ghana, you will end this new and you will Ghana also Embrana.
I mean, don't forget, there's a reset coming. I mean, the old woman be a near bit me as a santi.
Nasa only qualification what you be one. What you make a cast young pama now because of we Pajima. That's the only qualification. A better not hear the amount.
A hard you.
So what I say, ain't you know, Mamma no, Bushana or say no. That's a see, that's what catch Nigeria for NDC for the say. I didn't know, Janaka, nominate campaign. That's what you mean, I catch the woman. That's all say. It's a light to me, a Bible Dunduma. Yes, let us say, tell more by no. We be started from Asantimem, what the capitation, a statue, Asantimem. Now, of course, Petra, no Tria, the other agency, no, not Untria. The second one, light, you know, light, I didn't know what a statue of Asantimem. There's no call beer, Satamono, almost in light. And tomorrow to be a statue of Asantimem. First, you know, now you need to be social.